Welcome to the Grow Your Business and Grow Your Wealth podcast with Gary Helt. Gary is an expert in helping business owners put together a plan that will provide a better future for their businesses, themselves, and their families. On the podcast, Gary interviews other professionals who share his vision, and together they share secrets and strategies any business owner can use to build a better financial foundation for your business and your life.
Welcome back to the podcast. This week, my guest is Parker Pursell, who is the president, CEO of eQRP. Welcome, Parker.
Thank you for having me on.
Parker, tell us, give us your your backstory and everything before you got with QRP.
Yeah, graduated Auburn 2013. I grew up here in rural Alabama, and I'm a father, I'm a husband, but most of my professional career actually was in hospitality. So I worked for Chick-fil-A for a few years, was going to go be an operator. That was my dream at the time. And then we have a family business, and which is also happens to be in hospitality now. And so I went back after my stint at Chick-fil-A to go apply that knowledge to help us grow our family business. And then from there, was there for about 4 years, served in various roles. Then COVID hit. Lots of change happened then, which included me becoming unemployed. Now I stepped out into that because I felt like I'd hit my ceiling. And then from there, I went out and pressure washed for 8 months, trying to figure out like what I was going to do next. So I just paid figuring it out. And little did I know that the eQRP at the time, I had no clue what it was. One of my buddies that I was going to a Bible study with invited me to come and talk with his boss at the time, which is now one of the partners at our sister companies. And I'm just a builder. So I saw an opportunity to come in and build. I've got that entrepreneurial gene in me to come in and I'm not the guy that likes to sit in a box all day and do the same thing over and over again. And so over a matter of 3 years, I was able to come in, grind, help grow the company, and now have the amazing opportunity to lead it. I serve 2,500 members, and really our goal and whole mission is to help come alongside people and empower them to take control over their financial lives. And we get to do that via the self-directed retirement industry and service people there. So I am what I do and how I got to where I am.
Great. So how do you guys cater to the small business owner with retirement?
Yeah. So traditionally, 401ks, they're locked in the Wall Street system. You put your money in, you don't think about it. There's a match from the business owner. And then at some point in the future, you get to go look at it and live the life that you want, or at least that's what you're told. But where we were able to solve a problem was able to create a plan for business owners that have employees to step outside of that and take total control over their retirement system while also being able to enjoy the perks and benefits of it too, right? If you have employees, you can contribute, you can match, you can do all the traditional things that you're used to doing, but now you have that access to be able to go take that money and go invest it in real estate, go do private lending deals, go put it in other businesses if you want. But that might seem like a lot of brain damage for you when you're thinking about it, because most people that haven't heard of this, they're like, how would you even do that? The good thing is like our company has been built to take that brain damage away. So it's really easy. It's just saying, hey, I'm really interested in doing this, and I already have a lot of knowledge in these asset classes, or I'm doing this with my money outside of my retirement plan. Well, why wouldn't you put that money to work doing the same thing in potentially 10x your returns in these other opportunities that are out there?
Gotcha. No, lots of times you talked about real estate and stuff like that. So lots of times when people talk about that in rental properties and so forth, lots of times they shy away from it for various different reasons. Why? Yeah. What makes your guys' stuff different that allows you to do it?
So I think I hear the question you're asking is, are you saying like, how do we service the people that are coming to us with these questions?
Yeah. Yes. How are you servicing them? But because again, typically what I've always heard is that you don't, in your retirement accounts, you don't invest in real estate.
Yeah.
But you're saying that, hey, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of it just comes down to how the documents are set up. So the 401k system, which is what the eQRP is, it is a 401, it's built on the 401k infrastructure. And so for individuals, right, if you're a solopreneur, you're a high income earner, or you're a business with employees, there's provisions to where you can do this. The IRS allows you to do it. And we've actually partnered with a TPA service that allows you to do it. It's just, there's a lot of brain damage involved with these
Right.
people. They don't want you to do it because then you're just taking money away from them. Right. So for us, we were just able to work with an organization that fundamentally believed in the same things that we did. Say, hey, we want to partner with you and help your people achieve that financial freedom that they want through these other assets that are out there, because education and knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing. And I know for me over the past 3 years that because I've been in this ecosystem and around people who are really smart investors, great advisors like yourself who are giving great advice and can help say, hey, how might we be able to do this? Now, like my ceiling has increased so much more that's allowed me to take, I'm going to say take calculated risk and do things that otherwise I would never have done.
Right. What are some of the other assets that people can invest in, through your guys' system,
Yeah.
besides real estate that I'm going to say is outside Wall Street?
Yeah. I mean, it's really endless. There's a lot of opportunities that you can do. So I would focus on what you can't do because that really gives you maybe a better framework. So you can't invest in collectibles. So think
Okay.
Pokemon cards, wine bottles, cars. And the reason is because to determine a fair market valuation of something like that, for instance, I love golf. So if I wanted to go buy Tiger Woods irons that he did the Tiger Slam with, well, I could pay $1 million for it, but somebody else might pay $1 billion for it, just based on the eye of the beholder. So
Right.
they say stay away from that. And anything that you directly benefit from. So I always say arm's length distance, like think like Heisman, anytime you're looking at investing in something, just make sure the activity that's being conducted on that asset is it in a way that keeps you clean with the IRS. Say, hey, I'm not doing the work. I'm not benefiting from it. Nobody in my direct lineage is benefiting from it. Those are the two main things I would say most people don't think about when they get into investing, but really your whole approach should just be passive, right? Here's a great opportunity, whether it's in real estate or these other things that are out there, just put your money there and let it work. So that is the ideal individual that the IRS is looking for to utilize something like this.
Mhm.
But your opportunities are endless out there of what you can do.
What about like cryptocurrency?
Yep.
Obviously, that's a kind of that was really big, and it seems to be falling off a little bit, but still.
Yeah. So I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to say advice. My thoughts are you can invest in crypto. We know you can do this with retirement accounts, but there's a lot of other things that you can do that people just start trying to bend the rules. And so for me, in a highly, for the most part, unregulated space currently as it sits today, I would stick with the things they say you can do. If there's things that fall outside of it and you're trying to get a leg up on the system, I'm always like if I'm going to go before the IRS, I know they're going to say you are guilty until proven innocent.
Right.
And make sure whatever you're doing and how you're tracking and auditing yourself and your work is done in a manner that keeps you above reproach. And I like my favorite tagline here is if it is great, stay away. Just stay away from it. There's plenty of other things you can go do. Don't let the delta of 1 percentage point on something get you in trouble and blow your whole future up because your pride was getting in the way. Just do something else.
No, you talked earlier that you guys have a TPA that you guys work with. Traditionally, somebody opens up a 401k, and if you want to say that it's whatever type of plan it is, somebody's found the 5,500 for it and everything else. So all of that kind of stuff is still being done. So from a tax perspective, nothing's really changed.
Mm-mm. No, and the TPA handles all the brain damage that entails when it comes to all the compliance piece of it. So, and they're great. Southern Medical Association, that's who we work with. They're awesome. And they service a bunch of our clients and great relationship there.
Good, good. Because to me, that always seems to be an issue.
Yeah.
What other pitfalls do most people say, hey, let me rephrase this. Your guys' system that you have, what are some of the pitfalls that people think that are there that truly aren't? If you understand what I'm saying.
I'll give one big takeaway here is not all tools are created equal. So when you're looking to invest or self-direct your retirement, the vehicle that you choose is important. A lot of people in real estate use self-directed IRAs, but traditionally that's how they've been pitched, is because this is a thing you do to invest in this. But the system in and of itself is really inefficient, and you get hit with penalties when you're investing in real estate in particular, where there's debt attached to the deal. And what people don't know is that there's this tax that's there. It's called the UBIT triggered UDFI tax. So I'm brain farting on all these acronyms. Let's forget the acronyms. I think people are, but there's a tax that's there if you've got debt attached to a deal. So let's say I go invest $50,000 and then there's a deal that has 80% leverage on it. 80% of my profits are going to be taxed because 80% leverage is on the deal. And that's because you're using an IRA. Right. If you use a 401k, then guess what? You aren't subject to paying that. So for me, that information right there could save you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in perpetuity because of that one fact. And nothing changes in terms of the tax implications. Like you could be in a deal right now using a self-directed IRA and just simply move it. For us, we move a ton of people from IRAs into eQRPs, and then they completely get out of that tax event that happens. So for me, I'm like, when I say, why would you want to pay taxes? Respectfully, if you could avoid a big penalty or you could put that money to work for you, then do it. It's a no-brainer. You just do it.
Again, this comes back. I'm constantly preaching on here about planning. And that's what it comes down to. If that's something you want to do, plan properly, use the proper vehicles for what you're trying to do, and then you don't get hit. Again, anybody who's listening to this that wants to get into real estate inside retirement accounts, what Parker's saying is that there's one way that you're going to pay tax currently, or penalties, if you want to call it, versus doing this a different way and using a different vehicle. You're accomplishing the same thing, but one of them you're getting hit with that penalty and the other one you're not.
Yes, the opportunity cost is what I look at, because you're battling other factors out there too. Do you feel confident that the current way your money's invested in retirement is outperforming the money printing happening in DC? That really have to ask that question. Okay. If it is, then is there another way that you can either keep up with everything that's happening or outperform it, right? You're really at this stage, you're trying to minimize the delta of that hit overall. And what we have found is that the people that we work with are trying to minimize that delta or get ahead of it by being able to take advantage of a tool they already have access to, but now they get to use it a different way and get to be around a bunch of other like-minded individuals that are also business owners, investors, and say, oh, what are you doing? Oh, cool. I've never thought about that. Like, it's a very organic ecosystem that we have to really help amplify them and put them in a better position really for their future.
Give us one of your success stories. Everybody likes to hear a good story.
Success stories. You know what? Like, I'll use myself because I'm a byproduct of this system, and I can speak to this like very specifically because when I came in, like I had no understanding of financial literacy whatsoever. I grew up in a very successful family business. I saw all the opulence. I learned how to work hard, do all these things, but I didn't learn how to make money work for me. I was always under the thing of I'm going to work for money, not the other way around. And so when I stepped into the eQRP, like this company changed my life as much as I've been able to help influence it on other ends. But I would argue that because I invested first in myself and the people that were here, the education that's here, secondly, doing the thing, right? You can sit around all day and think about the things you want to do, but if you don't actually go take the step and do it, like you're not going to learn, but you're also not going to be able to grow in the way that you want, especially when it comes to your financial health overall. And so first deal I ever did, lost 50 grand, went out, took a cash out refi on my house, went and did an investment, and then I lost it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I suck at this. Like I'm terrible. But I had talked with my founder and he really kept me calm. He's like, Parker, it's just part of the game, man. And he's been doing this for 25 plus years. He's like, hey, it's just part of the game. Don't look at money as when you detach yourself from money and how it flows in and out of your life, it really releases you and allows you to be a lot more free with how you use it and just realize it's energy on some levels. I lost, okay, fine. But the work that I've done here, and I'm able to add value to the company, I was able to put myself in a position now to earn more income. But now I've taken found another way to acquire some capital and go put it in another opportunity, which now is going to kick 30% back to me year over year in an operating business. So it's all one big game when you look at the long span of what you're doing. And so for me, like the success is surrounding myself in an environment of people that truly care about my financial well-being moving forward. Like I like to say, we're really Yoda to a lot of people Luke Skywalker journeys. Like we're just guides. We're not here to put ourselves on stage. We're not here to make it about us. It's really, okay, what are you trying to understand? Where are you trying to get to? Let's get a clear picture of your reality. Let's see where you want to go and then build a roadmap and give you the tools and things you need to get there. Like the old adage says, right? If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, which traditionally is how the system is set up, is just give people fish. What we're interested in is teaching people how to fish to where they never have to go ask for fish again. So that's really where my success story is now. And I'm more confident than ever. I got so much to learn. I'm not saying this as if I've got anything figured out. I'm 3 years in the game, but I feel more confident that if for whatever reason, everything was to be cut out from under me, I could go tomorrow and start putting myself back to where I am much faster than I would have before. Cause I'd be like, I got to go find a job. I got to go climb the ladder again. I'd be like, no, I'm going to do this a different way.
Yeah. The landscape of retirement plans and Social Security and the viability of it and all these other things are changing.
Oh yeah.
How do you see eQRP in this forefront?
It's taking one piece of the equation back into your control. And I say that because all these systems that have been put into place are just locked up, right? Your 401k locked up, your pension locked up, Social Security, you'll get maybe a quarter of that in your lifetime, right? The rest of it, you just pay for somebody else's, but locked up. So for us, it's just, what can we control, right? What's in our scope that we can go make fundamental change with, and meaningful change? It was the 401k system. So that's why we wanted to take this and give people the opportunity to go do what they wanted. So that's how we combat that traditionally locked flywheel system, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm. We talked about a bunch of stuff here real quick. What have I not asked you wish I had?
I don't know. I feel like we hit everything. We nailed it. Hopefully I was very clear for your listeners to understand what's going on. It's not as hard as you think it is. Let me say that. It's not as hard as you think it is. The way we have structured our company culturally is because we are one of you. I was somebody that was asking the same questions when I came in, but now we get to come alongside, just help people understand it better. It's like a new person walking into the room and you don't know anybody, it feels uncomfortable. So like anytime you're stepping out to try something new, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But the second someone comes alongside you and starts talking to you, you get a little more comfortable. Oh, meet Sally, meet Bo, meet all these other people. Here's the landscape. That's how it works. You just got to take that first step, and we're going to help you. We're going to support you. We're going to help you get to where you want to go. But it also comes along with the experts, right? You got to have good people, good CPAs, people in your corner that also believe in those things with you. So we get to partner with a lot of unique individuals in the space. And if you're out there saying, I want to take this step, then you need to do it. It's worth it. Your dreams are worth taking that step for.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's a different way of thinking. And it's like you said, you can't be afraid of it. You need to have an open mind and be willing to learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Parker, if people like what they've heard and they want to reach out to your group, how can they reach you guys?
Yeah, just go to eQRP.com. You can chat with one of our many individuals that would love to talk through a situation that you have going on, or just answer basic questions about what it would look like for you to take that first step. So go to eQRP.com. Super simple to schedule some time with us. And then I have a free newsletter that I give out every Wednesday. It's called Turnkey Retirement. So go to turnkeyretirement.com. You can subscribe for the newsletter. It's really fun. It's really entertaining. I like to put some good market insights, things that's going on, happening, and just help people understand the self-directed retirement game a lot better.
Great. Hey, I really appreciate your time today. And also, I think that this is a good topic for everybody to really look at and think about as things are changing here with retirement.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the conversation.
Appreciate it. Hey, this week, my guest was Parker Pursell, who is the president and CEO of eQRP. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next week.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.